What really stands out to me about Natalie is that she's incredibly humble. I'm like, you must be super clever and a super amazing coder to be winning all these hackathons. You told me it's not even about being the best coder, but knowing the process in order to win a hackathon. So for anyone who wants to win some money, who's watching this podcast and they want sort of a fast track to win a hackathon, can you let us into your process of doing so?
Okay, where do I begin? Well, first of all, you need to bring your energy. You need to be ready to show up, bring your A game, and be ready to speak to a lot of people, because it's actually a lot about communicating and ideating and rapidly iterating on that idea, because you might come in and think your idea is brilliant, but as soon as you start talking to people, you're like, oh, well, maybe I should, think about it some more. It's the same process as finding like product market fit for like your startup.
Yeah.
It's like a 24-hour startup. How do you validate your idea? Talk to the participants, talk to the judges, because with the judges, it can be a bit of like a wild card. They might be looking for something that's completely not what you or any of the participants expected.
Yeah.
There are some hackathons that you finish and everyone's a bit like, wait, they won?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And even the winners will be like, wait, we won? Like, because it was like, you didn't expect the criteria to be so specific in that way.
So it's really about finding what the judges want.
Exactly.
Even if it's not the
Yeah, it might not be like an obvious like business idea, but they're looking for some type of creativity or innovation using their tool, and maybe it's a bit of like marketing for them or like finding feedback for their tools, because they're there to get something out of the participants. I
see. So your first step is just knowing, first of all, communicating with the people there, and then knowing what the judges want.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant. Is there anything else about that you would add to the process?
So around the time when I was doing hackathons, so the end of 2025, it was really important to find a good team.
Yeah.
You'd need to find people who were good in their niches and be able to distribute the roles. I think that's where I kind of found my strength. So being able to delegate like tasks really well. So when you were done, you wouldn't have any, it's called the merge conflict. So you'd like combine all your code together and you wouldn't have any like conflicting changes basically. Because if you did, it would take a really long time to like fix that and then get back on track and continue development. So around then, you needed manpower to develop all these features. But now, because the coding tools have gotten so good, a lot of people have been doing hackathons solo. And I would argue that you kind of don't even need a team anymore.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And it's actually more efficient because you're ideating with yourself. You don't need to have those like communication bottlenecks. It's just you and Claude and maybe like 4 other Claude Claude instances.
Would you call communicating bottlenecks? Is it because it's 24 hours? Like usually, people say you need a team, or you say it's better to go solo because you can ideate with.
So the communication bottleneck, I would say, is because people might not, align with you, or they might not understand what's going on in your head. But if it's just you and an LLM, like it's
you and an LLM.
It's like me, myself, and an LLM. It understands you, and but then you also kind of can get trapped in the echo chamber thing, unless you're really good at being like, hey, be critical with my idea, give me feedback as if you were a very harsh VC, like how would I make this into a viable product? So much has changed between you saying end of 2025 and now. Yeah, literally. Wow, that's really incredible. So what tools are you using now to build these winning hackathons? Are they secret? Tell us how to... The alpha. Yeah, the alpha. I think that right now, Claude Code is still like up there. I just have gotten like really used to like my workflow. I know how to delegate tasks to my sub-agents. I'm just like, you're my employee, that's my employee, like you do this, you do that. The same way I kind of used to with people. Yeah, no, you do. Which is really interesting. I think that Cursor is also really good, Codex, but you kind of find that as time goes on, they all sort of converge. So I would even argue that they're all like on par with each other. I guess just find whoever's company that you align with the most. Yeah.
Wow. And then how did you get into sort of navigating AI tools? Because even I sometimes I'm like, what tool do I begin with? How do I even start? You know, what gives you the confidence to really go for it?
I think the way you succeed now is by failing lots of times. So you have to try every single tool out there, and like the faster you fail, the faster you can like iterate and try something new. So literally just know when to stop. Just try everything at least once, or at least ask your friends, or like you can get lots of like external opinions and feedback, and they'll kind of pull together like a top like 5 list, and then just go for the ones that resonate with you, try them out, and then see how it goes. I'm such a big fan of Claude Code that I would say it actually they're rolling out features so fast that I would say that you can probably use that for any use case right now.
Really, Claude Code. So after this podcast, I'm actually going to try some of this stuff out. Especially you can use sub-agents as employees. That's incredible. And they work.
Yeah, they actually do. They're very intelligent now because they've improved the way that the orchestration layer works. So it used to be like very isolated. It wouldn't have access to the internet. It wouldn't have access to your files. So as like a language like generator machine, I guess you can call it, it wasn't very useful because it didn't have all this context about you and all the stuff that you needed to do. But now it's got so many integrations that it kind of understands you, who you are as a person and how you like to do things, which is kind of crazy. It has like so much data on us, but that's kind of what makes it so powerful.
That the amount of data it has.
Yeah.
So what has been some of the most surprising things whilst using Claude Code that you've seen that you think, wow?
The most surprising things, like how quickly everything has like changed and developed, because it's literally happening in a matter of months as opposed to years now, and you're seeing founders get younger and younger, more kids starting to drop out even in London. Like it's becoming more common to be like a young solo founder even. Yeah.
Even the guy that made OpenClaw.
Yeah. Well,
he's not young, but
well, he's not.
Yeah, he could be. Well, he's not that young. But like, as in being solo, I believe he was mainly solo, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Which is crazy that you can build these really complex things that you've needed teams before. You can now.
Exactly. And there will be people who argue that, you know, the entire code base is vibe coded and not very secure. But he's also the person who, you know, got hired by OpenAI and like building it into better things. And I think there is some sort of like sacrifice, I guess, or like if you're developing at such a rapid pace, like there are some things that kind of have to go. And obviously it's not like the best practice, but he's obviously achieved such a large amount of success in such a short amount of time. So it's kind of coming from a bit of jealousy, I would say, as well.
Yeah. So what do you think of the fact that, let's say, these code bases aren't as secure as they used to be? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that one's a very interesting one. I feel like because the tools are so powerful, it's kind of just negligence at this point, because you can have 5 agents go and audit your code base and be like, hey, can you make this like secure, follow best practices, and give it some like real guardrails and guidelines to follow along. But I guess people are kind of obsessed with the stuff speed and seeing tangible output, and making something safe might not have the same results. Like you won't get like crazy traction, like, oh, I made my code base secure, okay, cool, like what does that look like? You don't see it. It's the stuff behind the scenes that matter the most, that don't get like viral or traction until it becomes a negative thing. So, this is really interesting because we have a client called Ray who used to head up AI governance at Accenture, and he was saying that, you know, pitching to people about the importance of governance and proper infrastructure, especially around AI, because it's not like we produce 3 trillion in value, you're kind of preventing stuff. People don't
there's not much of people wanting to spend money on something they can't really see money coming back from. Yeah, but what do you think the real true dangers are of not building something properly?
Oh, a lot, like data leaks, like that's not even like, it's a bit there's a lot of these cases coming out these days. I mean, with software, like data is the biggest thing. I remember the story in the Philippines. I don't know the exact specifics, but there was a student who did his thesis on like security, I think, and he designed some sort of like virus, and either he like couldn't submit it on time, or like he didn't get a good grade, or for whatever reason he just like sent this as an email, and because of this email, like everyone had this like malware spread to their stuff, and the entire like university, like their whole network infrastructure like went down, and I think it might have like spread across the world or something. It was like a huge thing, and because of this they lost like billions of dollars. Like it was like a very like serious like breach of like data privacy, but only after this happened that they sort of took like security more seriously. So it's only when like things go to go badly, go to shit.
That's when people start
to care.
Because we're such as humans not want like being super careful, especially when you can't see the immediate outcomes, is just not something you really think about. Making sure you've got a really strong foundation, but it's definitely super important. So I really want to go back into some of your most successful hackathons. How did you go about spotting your team? What did you actually build? What was the day in the life of you at a hackathon?
The first one that came to mind was the Perplexity Hackathon, because when I posted that on LinkedIn, it like instantly went viral.
Natalie is going viral. If you can say your whole LinkedIn, people can follow you, because Natalie goes viral a lot, to be fair, so if you haven't seen her already.
It wasn't even like strategic. I didn't think about, how you have the hook and like how you structure a post. There's a whole like recipe to it, but I didn't even know about this at the time.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but every time I see your post, I always, love it. But I was like, Natalie, whatever she does with hackathons, she's also got it down with LinkedIn posts. There's like a process that obviously works, that you use the same with your posts, is it?
Yeah, the algorithm pushes it like a certain type of, you need to grab the viewer's attention, and it like takes those metrics, and then like so once you catch enough people's attention, like the first hour, it starts to skyrocket, because they're like, oh, this one is gaining traction really quickly. So by having like a really good hook, it catches people's attention and they keep reading.
Nice.
It's like a whole like, every social media has their own like little like quirk to the algorithm. So
but did you learn that? Because I was like, you've got this down. It's like everything that requires a process, Natalie has got the process down.
I think it was like a happy coincidence.
Yes. And then you've just done it again and again and again.
Pretty much.
If you can help us write this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Really, yeah, I'm down. That one was funny. I think, I mean, one thing was I won that hackathon solo, so that's one point. It was a bit of an eye catcher. The second one was I won $5,000 in cash, which is like,
let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Cash, and I was like, I mean, cold hard cash, not
bad.
Yeah, all
spend
for
it
me.
At the student union.
Exactly. And I was like, all for me, crazy.
You didn't have to share. Okay.
I was in shock. Like, one of the photos on the carousel was like me with my mouth like hanging open, because I couldn't believe it. Like literally, like walking up to the stage and being like, I did that.
And that's a good photo, isn't it? Yeah, I saw that photo. I thought, like, wow, like Natalie really knows what she's doing. Imagine the whole Perplexity Hackathon comes solo as a woman,
Yeah, it's so these like AI spaces, they're very male like dominated, and I was explaining my idea to some people like at the start of a hack, and this one was like more well received like compared to my other previous ideas. They're like, okay, cool, sounds interesting, but until you've actually built it and you have like something visual to show, it's just like a sentence, a few words. It's just an elevator pitch. There's nothing behind it. And I think there were even a couple people who were like, oh, I had a like really similar idea. I was like, okay, cool, but I have a very specific vision in mind, and I don't think this is what people are expecting. So I think that I have this creative edge. Like, I know how to build things that excite me, but also like are surprising and also exciting to other people. So I just built what I thought was fun. And the funny part is I actually submitted this one like quite early, so like 3 or 4 hours before the deadline, which is like insanely early. Usually it's like the last minute rush.
Yeah, 60 seconds.
It's because I had such a clear image in my mind, and the backend was like surprisingly simple for this one. So I think around this point, like the tools weren't so good that you could vibe code a backend. So I was like, okay, cool, like, you know, read the documentation, like I know like the structure, I've got like a few endpoints, okay, cool, backend done. And then the rest of the night I was just grinding, trying to make it look pretty.
Yeah. That's amazing that you did that. So you mentioned to me that sometimes when you went to hackathons, you know, you would kind of tell people your ideas and people maybe weren't that receptive. Like, let us know a bit more about that.
Yeah, I think because I don't like building boring stuff. It feels like a waste of time to me. And if it's already been done before, you never had a chance of winning to begin with. So there's like really like no return. And I think at the beginning, when had like no credibility, like my very first hack, for example, it was like a very open, it was called the vibe coding hack at Encode, Encode Club. And I pitched this idea of a baking game, and people were like, what the hell?
Well, like, this girl.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on her team.
First of all, like, how? Like, second of all, nah, like what do you mean a baking game? So I started off with generating all the assets. I just thought it would be fun because I hadn't seen one that really played into the graphics. It was usually like a dashboard, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to build a dashboard.
Boring.
Yeah, boring. People would kind of look at me weird and be like, yeah, you don't do computer science, you're a girl, like, yeah, there's no way you're gonna be able to do this kind of vibe. And I had actually a guy speak to me, and he was like asking about you know, what I wanted to do, like in general, like, you know, after uni, like why I was going to hackathons, like my whole motivation. And at first it seemed like, you know, chill, just getting to know each other. And then it suddenly became very discouraging. He's like, oh no, I don't think you should do that. Like, if you're brilliant, you know, you're brilliant, you know, like it takes a certain person. Like, I know some prodigies, and you know, they've made like hundreds of millions now, but you know, they did X, Y, and Z when they were 6 or 7. That's 6, 7.
You say so?
Oh, that was not intentional.
No, you're too Gen Z.
And then it started getting really negative. He's like, I don't think you can be a founder. Like, I think this is like
you don't have what it takes. Who is he? Who even is he?
I don't want to be too specific, but this guy was like, he was quite a bit older than me, and he was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna do this, you know, I'm just here to chill, like, I'm not about that life, like, I don't want to, you know, work on something like 20 hours of my day, basically like putting me down, but also kind of giving excuses for why he wasn't successful. And I was like, this seems like you're projecting a bit. It's very like, it's not very nice.
Big time.
Yeah, and it was like a male who's like much older, like, why are you speaking to me in this way? And
making you doubt yourself, giving you things.
Exactly. And it started off as him wanting to be teammates with me, actually. So yeah, it was really strange. Went downhill, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to speak to this guy, I'm just gonna build on my own. And ended up winning in the end. And
I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Hackathons are already pretty tough, but when you have people who actively, you know, don't want to work with you, how do you deal with that?
It's super discouraging, actually, because I can see the teams like already being formed, and I'm just feeling like a little lonely. I mean, it's just kind of, you know, sucking it up a bit sometimes, and just going to talk to people and just keep trying, and then eventually you'll find people who are quite nice, and then, you know, restore like the confidence back, because it's kind of sad. yeah, but there's definitely like always nice people. You just have to like, you know, be persistent. Like it can be tough. So the way that I go about making teams is I just go for the most like easygoing people, and just by default, if someone wants to work with me, they have good energy, and I know that they'll be quite like easy to collaborate with.
Yeah.
Because I've got a few things like stacked against me. Like, one, not a computer scientist. Two, I'm a girl. Like, it's like all guys, and I'm just here like, if you're willing to work with me, there's something in me that you see, and like you're gonna be a good teammate, if that makes sense. I've never had a bad experience with a team. Like, we've always had fun, because I feel like if you're going to a hackathon and you want to win, you have to bring that good team spirit.
You do, yeah. There's an energy you all have to bring, isn't it? It's even more than the idea. It's just how you work together, how 100%. You vibe.
You have to bring good energy, like know how you synergize together, know who works best on what. You have to play to everyone's strengths. Again, it's like a mini startup. You have to like build your team culture, like how you're gonna go about it. Yeah, and then I've seen other people have a really bad time because at the start they're like, who's the most cracked person I can work with? Oh, like you're really smart, let's work with you. And they'll like be very like picky, but the energy is not really good. And then you'll have someone who's not really satisfied with the idea and tries to take over or like kind of sabotage like the progress so far, and that's a situation you'd never want to be in. So like having people who know how to compromise, communicate, and also are just good like teammates in general.
I love how you said it's not looking for the most cracked intelligent person, because if you don't gel, you just don't gel, isn't it? You know,
it's about bringing the best in someone. I can turn anyone into the most cracked engineer.
Exactly. It doesn't you all bring it out of each other, isn't it? That's what it's about. And that's really powerful to know that like when people are just like humble, open, what like amazing what you can create. So a final question for me is, what does the future look like for Natalie?
I am very bullish on, the space of 3D in AI, getting better at spatial understanding. So that is probably going to be founding for me. And you know what? I know it's hard, but I'm willing to die trying.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, I know like plenty of founders who are happy to take me on.
So, we were talking about our friend who's trying to hire Natalie right now. So
very excited. It's gonna be a long and hard road, but I'm excited to graduate and go like full in and do something meaningful.
Full in founder mode. Well, thank you very much, Natalie. It has been so inspiring to hear your journey. And it's really great to have you on the podcast.
And thank you very much, Alma. It was really lovely to be here.
Thank you, Natalie.